Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Empyrion Galactic Survival. Let me get my mic near my mouth. Not quite in my mouth. So yeah, welcome back. Last episode, guys, we went to the moon and we were trying to get a ore called... Crap. What was it called? Let's go back to our library. It was the ship that I wanted to build. We were trying to find Zarcosium. Yep, that was it. Or Zacosium. But there was none on the moon, and there was none in the asteroids that we were trying to find. So I'm guessing that this is something that's going to be out and about in the solar system. Now, I don't know if I go to the solar system, if it tells us... It doesn't really tell us, like, what each of these has. So that's kind of dumb. Yeah, it doesn't. So, okay. So we're probably going to have to go somewhere. Omicron is very similar to our planet. If you look down there, why does it say wormhole? Oh, no, it doesn't. And it has its own moon. I'm not sure what kind of planet it is. This is a temperate climate. We're temperate. Omicron is desert. Okay, so it's a desert one, and Zyhines is a player versus player. And it is probably desert as well. This one doesn't, just says alien planet, Masperon, asteroid field. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Ningus. I'm guessing that this is a lava one. It's not telling us really what it is. Or it does say lava. This one is snow. Okay, that one's snow and that one's alien. So I think that we might want to try this one. If not, go all the way over to here. And if you look on here, the distance from here to here is 17.6 AU. That's the distance. 1 AU is the distance from here to here. So, or from the sun to the earth. So I'm guessing that that's going to round up to 18... And that's, I don't know if that's 31 from here to here. If I click on it, will it just say it's 31? This one's 33. I'm guessing that these are going to add up. That's something I can think of. Okay, so here's set. Let's go say 18, and this one is another 32. So that's 50. And I went ahead and got enough, so we have 118. But remember, we have to get back, right? So we're going to have to find a way to get back. So I think this episode, guys, we're going to go ahead. And make this capital vessel. I have the stuff. To make this, even though we went to the factory and it says we don't. I did find something that actually has it in it, and that is power coils. So if I go over here and I look at the power coils, not on that one, but if you look in here, power coils have the ore that we need. It has 2 of them, right? So for every power coil, I'm going to get 2. That would give me 28. And how many did we need? We needed 20. So we would have enough to go ahead and make this. But this isn't going to help us get everything else, right? Because we still have to get out and about. So let's go ahead and make this. It's not going to make it right now. It's actually going to produce it over an hour. Or, nope, wrong one. Let's go back to the library. Let's go to this and this. What about this one? I don't need a real big ship, you know? I mean, this one's fine. Tier 2. Does it really matter? What's the difference? It's a size 3. So it's probably... yeah, it's huge. Okay, we don't need that one. Let's look at this one. Go to the factory. It says it's going to take an hour to build this thing. Holy crap. Alright, so if that's going to take an hour, Let's go ahead. Why can't we start it? Oh, it needs growing plots. Are you kidding me? Well, let's go in here and make some growing plots. I think we got enough stuff to make growing plots. Let's check. Growing plots. What do we need? We need a nutrient solution. We have some of that. Believe it or not. I don't like these doors. I think we had some in here. No, they're not in there. Let's go check over here. I know we got some somewhere. And it's green. Nope. Nope. Huh. I thought we had some. Nutrient solution. There we go. Alright, cool. Let's go make a growth plot. Because I guess this ship has got... I guess you can plant some stuff on it. And that would be cool. Let's throw that in here. Okay, so we can make one of those. And that's all we need. I've been making canned meat to take with us on our journey. And unfortunately this stuff has spoiled. And that was some other meat. The reason we can make canned meat, I have the raw meat in here. 3 more. We could probably go and make 3 more of these. And it just needs purified water, tomatoes, and steel plates. So we got plenty of tomatoes growing, and they just continuously grow, which is great. These things grow pretty fast, considering. And then I went and killed some of those, I don't know what they're called, but they give you mule milk right here. And I guess you need that for some recipes as well. So I guess you can make, yeah, you can make cheese. Let me check something. This gives you 10 health. This gives you 5 health. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, let's put that in here. So we got 13 cans of food. That's probably not going to be hardly enough. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to go... Let's go check out our miner. Let's jump in here. Turn it on. And let's go see how this thing's doing. Since it's down to 89%, I think it started at 93%. Not quite sure. But, there it is. Let's go ahead and land. Land. Jump out. Let's jump out, please. There we go. And it's already out of power. Alright, let's just use these. Cannot use those here. That's fine. Let's use these. Alright, so let's take that ore back. You know what we actually need? You know what? Let's just do this. Stop. Can you not stop it once it's started? Oh, left shift. Go. There. Just, it wouldn't let me shift click them out. Turn it off. There we go. And then what's it say? Shift like to F. There we go. Picked it up. Okay, I'm going to take this to a Prometheum because that's what we need to make our fuel. So let's find that blue one. And I believe it's... Oh, that's not the map we need. Let's see. We can't go north. Looking for a blue one. There it is, way over here. So we need to go due east. Let's turn due east and go due east. Alright. So cool. So yeah, guys. I'm actually recording this a little bit after the last episode. I went and got some lunch. But, I've been so far behind on this. I've been really wanting to play this a lot, and I haven't really had time. And today I had a day off, so I am going to record as much as I can so you guys can watch them. I don't have very many viewers or subs right now. Over on my other channel, I actually had about 800 subs. I'm hoping the majority of those people will eventually come over to this one because I'm the same person, just different name. And if you want to know why I changed my name to the Anxiety Gamer, I wanted to take a chance at talking to people about anxiety, and I really haven't done that yet in any of my videos. But since we're flying here, let me just tell you what's been going on. I've had anxiety, I guess, all my life. I didn't know that I had it for that long, but apparently I do. So in around about last July, August time frame, I had a really bad panic attack, and I never knew what it was to have a panic attack. Where's this ore at? It's right here. Pretty much right where my ship is sitting, right? guess I could sit it right. Yeah, right here. Let's move our ship. And I didn't know what to do. It feels like everything that you know of as far as reality goes out the door, because it's just weird. It's a combination of having a nervous breakdown and a heart attack at the same time. That's the only thing I can think of to explain that. I'm trying to get in my inventory and get this. And so I had it, and I dealt with all of the medical problems that came associated with it. And when I say medical problems, I mean I thought I was having a brain tumor. I thought I had all this other stuff because I've never really had anything that has 38 per hour. Holy crap, that's nothing. That's a tier 2. I never had anything that was similar to that. And so your mind instantly goes to, and not everybody's mind works this way, but my mind instantly went to what's the worst thing possible that could be happening to you. And every worst case scenario is exactly what manifested. So, I mean, I had digestive problems. I thought I was having brain problems, nervous system issues, all kinds of stuff. And the stress got so strong that it literally shut me down physically. And you end up getting what's called chronic fatigue syndrome. And it's where you feel like you have the flu almost every single day when you wake up. And it's not fun. It takes you away from your family, it takes you away from work, it takes you away from everything. And it's amazing how strong it is. And for years and years, I knew I had anxiety. I knew I had just problems dealing with high stress situations. And I work in a high stress situation job, and I can usually deal with it, but there's just sometimes where I know that it's going to get really stressful as far as deadlines or what have you. And I will go to my doctor, and I tell him, hey, look, we're getting ready to go into a stressful situation. I think that we should probably go on a medication just to get me through it because I can't cope with it. And typically what I get prescribed is a drug called Rimron. I think the technical term for it is mirtazapine. And that works out great for me. I mean, I don't really have to take much of it. It's a great drug if you suffer from anxiety. It's a great drug if you suffer from insomnia. If you take it before bed, and that's typically when you do take it, it will knock you out. And the lower the dose, the more effect it has on your sleep. So I started out small, and that was helping me get through sleep because I had insomnia for about a month. And I just could not get enough rest. And when you're already restless and you already, you feel like your body's about ready to give up, that's a good thing to have to go to sleep. So anyways, but what happened was they actually put me on a drug called Lexapro. And to fuel the fire, the Lexapro, oh, that's my clone chamber, my bad. The Lexapro caused all kinds of withdrawal symptoms. It caused all kinds of side effects to begin with, and then when I was trying to get off of it, it was atrocious, and it just made everything worse. Now, I never got to the point where I felt like I was going to give up, and a lot of people that have anxiety or depression can go through this, and I can understand now at where I am right now with my life and my health and my mental stability. I can understand, honestly, why people consider taking their lives. I really can. There isn't much help for people that have depression and anxiety. if you don't get it from the right place. And when I say the right place, it's great to go to your family doctor and get prescriptions. I mean, you can tell him, hey, I think I have anxiety, and bam, they'll just give you whatever. That's not the right direction to go. And it took me a while to accept the fact that there are people out there, and they're called psychiatrists and psychologists, that deal with this daily. They deal with it on the most extreme levels. And I'm the kind of person that didn't want to accept the fact that I had to go see a therapist. I thought that that was basically my way of failure. I failed myself, I failed my family, everybody, because now I have to go see a therapist and I'm a loony. That's not the case, guys, at all. It's when you go see a therapist, basically their job is to evaluate your, not only your symptoms, but your condition. And they honestly listen to the mental side of it. Unlike your family doctor, and you might have a family doctor that's great and that understands the mental side of it. That's perfect. If you do, great. You're one of few. But your family doctor is there to treat colds and flus and stuff like that, right? That's what they're good at. A person who is licensed with the brain, a neurologist, a psychiatrist, all they deal with is brain functions, psychoanalysis, biofeedback, whatever you want to call it. That's their job, and it helps. I went and saw one called a cognitive behavioral therapist, a CBT, and they deal with people that have this disconnect in their mind, in their brain, when it comes to dealing with stress and how to relate stress with anxiety and how they connect, and there's all kinds of things. I mean, I could go on it for a long time, and that's why I made this channel. I have about 8 months worth of stuff to talk about. I'm not going to do it all this time, but just to give you the gist of it, they helped me connect what was causing my panic attacks. That's just one side of it. Your brain's got two sides. There's the side that has the panic attack, right? You're in the side that's kind of like the conscious side, and then there's the subconscious side. So I was able to deal with the panic attacks. And all it took was breathing techniques. Breathing from your diaphragm and not from your chest. People who are highly stressed out. Let's check on our plane. Did we not say start production? Oh, I never put the growth plot in there. Daggone it. We need 2 more. So anyways, where was I? Oh, okay. Now I remember. Let's talk about breathing. They taught me to breathe using my diaphragm. A lot of times when you're stressed or have anxiety, you breathe from your chest. You breathe really fast, and when you breathe, you can actually tell it feels like you're breathing from the top of your lungs. And that's what I was doing. I sighed a lot. I constantly was sighing and constantly yawning, and that's because your brain isn't getting enough oxygen because you're not breathing correctly. And when you do that, it causes problems. And so the first thing I learned was breathing, and that helped out. When I thought that I was going to have a stressful situation or a panic attack, there we go, start production. An hour. Now it's an hour. I would stop what I was doing. I would put my hands on just underneath your rib cage where your stomach is, and you literally breathe. And when you breathe properly, that part of your stomach will push out, and you just take a deep breath, maybe for like 4 seconds. Hold it for 4 seconds, and then try to release it out of your mouth, not your nose, for like 7 seconds. And it just calms your body down. It basically tells your brain that you're in control, and it sends some kind of response into all your muscles, and it kind of calms you down. So that was my way of stopping the panic attacks. Now there's many ways of stopping panic attacks, but that was mine. And it worked. It worked right off the bat. And I thought, great, I got this thing. I have conquered this. It only took me a month to do it, and this was like in late September-ish. And by that time, I completely stopped recording Minecraft totally because I was trying to get myself right. And lo and behold, another side of it popped up. And that's the side that I've been dealing with since then. And it's not an easy side to deal with, because when you don't know what you're anxious about and you become anxious, there's nothing to associate it with, and there's nothing to help you get past it. And I didn't know what to do. I really thought that I was doomed. So, to make a long story short, because I don't want to bore you with a bunch of stories, or bore you with my whole life story right in this episode, I had to go and find another medication that can help with my anxiety. And I wanted to so badly to be able to do what I was doing without being on medication, totally. But I found that I couldn't do it, and I still can't do it. And a part of me thinks that I failed, because I watch all these videos on YouTube, and I listen to meditation videos. It's basically a guy talking to you, and I'll get into that in different episodes, but just stuff to calm you down. And I thought that just by doing that or reading books or whatever, I could get through it, because I saw these success stories where people were able to get through it, and it was, everything was great, but I just couldn't do it, and I still can't do it, even to this day. And I am, to be honest, I am 99% where I need to be mentally. Even though I'm still on medication. One is for sleep, and one is for just general anxiety during the day. And my therapist, she's a psychologist. Now, the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist can write you drugs. You usually don't talk to them for very long. Psychologist is your therapist. You talk to them for a long time, and you just basically spill your beans. Look at that. We only had 8. Are you kidding me? You know what? Let's take these out. Let's go use this thing somewhere where it's useful. This is not going to be useful. We could do this by hand. But yeah, my psychologist, even if she could write medications, she's always said I would prefer not to, and I can respect her for that. But what we needed was something to calm me down. And the problems I was having, and we'll go through this in future episodes, it was basically the fear of the worst, that you were going to die. And of all the times I went to the hospital, probably 12 to 15 times in the past 6 months, I never had one thing wrong with me. And that's what was so frustrating, because you know in your mind that there is something wrong, but there's not, because it's all produced in your head, and that's hard to deal with. It really is. It's still hard for me to do. I'm a pretty smart person. I'm not afraid to tell people. I'm a pretty smart person, and for me to hear that and to keep going and hearing doctors saying there's nothing wrong with you, but you're sure as shit sitting on that table that you either have a tumor, you have cancer, you have something going on in your body that's causing what you're feeling, and it's never there. And there's a reason why that is like that, and we'll get into that maybe next episode. But I just wanted to give you a little idea of what I've been going through. So that's what I've been going through, and we'll be talking a lot about this in... Let me get my light on. Do I have my light on? There's my light. Let's go to terrain removal first. We're going to get this by hand because that little machine wasn't doing crap. We might put that on the moon or on a meteor maybe. I don't know if you can use them on meteors or not. But so yeah, that's what I've been going through. I've been having people send me messages on Twitter. I've been having people send me messages on my other channel asking me to talk about it again, and I hadn't been, but I thought I'd start doing that. So this episode's just been kind of a let's talk episode, since I didn't have the ingredients to make our ship. We'll make our ship next episode. We'll do the capital vessel, and I will probably show you guys the capital vessel that I'm actually building in single player, and then we'll get the blueprint, but it's much bigger than the one that we're building right now. So I can only imagine how long it's going to take to build it, and we're going to need a crap load of materials. So I'm guessing that I'm going to have to go and break ranks here and go to my own planet basically, and mine the shit out of everything, and we'll build our vessel and come back home. That might be fun. But yeah, guys, I'm sorry that this episode was nothing but talking, but I've had enough people ask me to do it, so I did it. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button. Just let me know, and feel free, guys. I know that it's hard to talk about, and for people to be open about what they're going through. The best thing to do, guys, in all honesty, is to talk about it, because when you talk about it, it makes it familiar in your head. It opens it up. If you're the type of person that I became, where all I did was I stayed home and all I thought about was my anxiety 24/7, I didn't really have anybody to talk to, because I went and see my therapist every once in a while. But once I started talking about it, it really brought it forward to myself, because I was actually talking about symptoms and things that I was going through, and it made it easier for me, I guess, to understand that, you know, here I am talking about it as if I'm a third person, and nothing's happening. I'm not getting anxious. I don't get anxiety from talking. Now, I used to. When I first started out doing YouTube videos, you talking about anxious? Holy crap. But now it's, you know, I know that I'm talking to somebody. I don't care if it's 10 people, if it's 500 people, I don't care. I know that somebody's listening, and from just past experience, I know that it helps. Just to hear somebody else talk about it, it really helps if you just Google panic attacks and watch people go through panic attacks, because that really brings it home. That's what I did, and holy shit, man. I mean, it brought it home to the point where I was like, man, I am not the only one in this world that's going through all this stuff. So yeah, that was a lot to talk about, guys. So yeah, this is going to be this episode, guys. Next episode, we'll have our capital vessel built. I'll have it in the backyard of our base. I will fill that thing up, and we will go explore some other world, and maybe set up home some other world, because I don't want to deplete this one for all the other guys. I found a way that I can actually get the ores to repopulate on this map, so we might have to do that for them. 168. I don't know how many that's actually going to make, but we'll see. So make sure you hit that like button, guys. Make sure you leave comments. Talk about it, guys. Seriously, talk about it. It'll help you. And if you just want to talk to me about it, that's fine. Write me messages. Send me messages on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to Twitter, because you'll find out when I have videos coming up. And make sure you look down in the description. There's a couple links down there of people that are playing on the server. Make sure you go check out their videos too. So I'll see you soon, guys. I hope everything is going well, and I hope I helped you out. See ya.